just to give you a quick overview of the WH Questions app, the first thing I'm going to do when I came in is I turned off the music so that you can hear me as I speak. So if you look in the upper right hand corner, you can turn off the music. And then, very simply, this game will record data as students answer questions. So if I go into new game,
select one or multiple players.
You can see that it's asking to add a player. I would suggest doing this if you wanted to track data. So I'm going to add another player and I'm going to put in here Sam and click save. So now that's as easy as it takes to add in a player. As long as you tap the correct student user, then all the data will be associated to that particular account. So I'm going to tap on Amy because I already have some data for that. Actually, let me go home. So now if I do new game,
select one or multiple players.
Tap Amy, and now I'm going to press play in the right-hand corner. You have the option to speak my answers or select my answers. To let you know, speak my answers does require some kind of guidance from an assistant or a teacher to verify whether or not that question is right or wrong. Or the students can choose select my answers. Let me show you what that looks like. You can select if you want to target just why questions, how questions, where questions, or all of them. So maybe I want who, when, what first. I'm going to click next.
Who works with the fire?
And
the doctor. With wood.
The setting right
the
now.
The firefighters.
Is to have the display question on the page, and then it reads the choices down below. The doctor, the wood, the firefighters. So if you say who works with the fire, and I say firefighters, it's going to tell me right away.
When do you wear a coat?
When it is cold. When it rains.
It's going to tell me right away if it's
hot.
correct. And if it's correct, it will advance to the next question automatically. That is also a setting. You can choose to have it not advance automatically if you don't want that feature, but I like it so it just goes on to the next one automatically and it's less for the students to have to do. So as you choose your answers, it's going to keep track. So why do you wear a coat? I'm going to put when do you wear a coat? I'm going to put when it's hot and get it wrong. You see that it takes it away. I'm going to say when it rains. Well, technically it could if it's a raincoat. When it's cold.
Who plays the guitar?
A veterinarian.
When do you wear pajamas?
During school. During bedtime. When playing sports.
And so
what do you do in school?
So now when I click home, I can go into results.
Tap on a student's profile to see their report card.
And see my results. So you notice it breaks it down by date, the type of activity, whether it's select my answers or speak my answers, and the accuracy for each type of question. So the one that I just did, is up here. 10-1, select my answers. I got all of my who questions right, but only 40% of my when questions correct. You can see down here for speak my answers, how it breaks down. And what's cool is if you
this
click
is a
share
teacher's restricted area
and enter the math problem and choose open in, you can now send this to Google Drive, or you can even airdrop this. If you're on a teacher or a student iPad, this is probably the easiest way to share results with your teacher iPad without having to set up Google Drive. If you do airdrop, and you have airdrop turned on, you can have this sent automatically to your teacher iPad. And then from there, I would save it into Google Drive, and then I would go onto my computer and print it or access it digitally if I needed to. So that way I have a result of the digital, I'll have a digital copy of the results in my Google Drive. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you is if I go back and go back home, what it looks like to do speak my answers. So if I do
select one or multiple players.
Choose Amy, just speak my answers, and maybe I'm going to do who, what, when again. Click next.
What sound does a duck make?
So this one does not grade it automatically. You need somebody there to click yes or no, which could be a trigger for some kids. So they would record up here In fact, I don't even think they have to record because I don't think you can access the recordings later, but you could have them record and say quack, 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 and then stop. And then they can play back their answer and say quack, quack, quack. And then an assistant or a teacher would click the check mark if they got it right or the X if they got it wrong.
Who works in the hospital?
If I say a firefighter, and then I can mark that as wrong.
When do you wear pajamas?
Now, if I don't record, I can, and the student is just speaking, you can still do that too. When do you wear pajamas? At bedtime. And then the assistant would click the check mark.
When do flowers start to bloom?
When do flowers start to bloom? In the winter. And you can do, no.
When do you take a bath?
When do you take a bath? During school. No.
What do you do when you are sleepy?
I go to sleep.
What is the color of your eyes?
So you don't have to record to get this to tally the results. So now if I go home and I do results,
Tap on a student's
you'll see here speak my answers. And again, because I was there pressing correct or incorrect, it's going to record my score at the end and it breaks it down by date, which is awesome. So I hope that this is going to be helpful to you. And please let me know only the students who are going to need this app. Thanks so much.